So hi everyone, my name is Yoshi, and I graduated TEDxToyotaKosen 17 years ago. So almost 20 years, before 20 years, I was actually on your side. So I have a question that who actually now, who are the students at TEDxToyotaKosen? Please raise your hand, maybe half. So who is actually trying to go to TEDxToyotaKosen? Maybe there's some, okay, some. I hope my presentation will have some kind of insight for you guys. And so today, I want to tell you that life at TEDxToyotaKosen is actually very helpful for your life. And also, that experiences could change your life forever. And this is my story. I was born in Kiracho, which is very small countryside. And now it's called Nishio City, or a part of Nishio City. And somehow, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur when I was very young. So do you know what the entrepreneur means? Maybe not so many people. So entrepreneur means that the person who makes new business or who makes innovations. So as a junior high school student, I was thinking that if I just study for the college exam, that would be too boring. I would kill by myself. So I was, actually TEDxToyotaKosen was pretty much only one choice for me. So I got into the TEDxToyotaKosen. And even if I went to the TEDxToyotaKosen, but actually I was very bad at math and physics. So the classes was kind of hell. So there are so many good friends, and every time those friends look genius to me, actually. And at the class, the teachers gave us a small test at the end of the class, and I didn't understand any of them. So I just copied my friend's notes and just passed it the exam. So I was a very bad student. So actually, during the first and second grade, I studied pretty hard to keep up with the classes. And I will talk about a dormitory life. Life at the dormitory is very uniqueness of the TEDxToyotaKosen. And I had so many good memories. But also, there was kind of tough thing too. I still remember that when I come to TEDxToyotaKosen today, it reminded me that very slowly, strange morning exercise. And I heard that because of the COVID, you don't have to do that right now. So I heard that it would be good for you. And also that very crowded and quite smelly shower room and bathtub, which I hated. But still, I have good memories. And also that gender balance was not that good before 20 years. But I heard that now it's getting better. And I hope everything is getting better now. And this is my first story about my small invention. One day, one of my classmates was actually making something very strange accessory to put the cell phone. So this is a cell phone back in 2000. So there was no iPhone, and this only thing we could do with this cell phone was, of course, calling and sending that very short text message. And it gets 30 minutes to get to the friend. And the cell phone has the small antenna, which smartphone doesn't have. And the friend was putting that small LED light to the antenna, and with some kind of effect that actually flashes if the phone gets a phone call. It was pretty funny to make that small accessories. And actually, so many of our friends actually wanted to put that stuff on their cell phone. So we went to the Oath Street in Nagoya City and bought so many LEDs and made hundreds of 200s and many of those stuff and just provided to our friends. So it was very tiny, it was very small invention and very small, simple stuff. But for us, it was quite precious experiences to make something new. And we learned 3 things from these experiences. So first one was, what we learned at TEDxToyotaKosen is actually useful in the real world. So I was actually studying quite hard. So I was getting some A's, sometimes F's too, but anyway, I was not so bad. But still, I was not really sure that the things that we learn at school is actually useful in the real world or not. But this is a Faraday. There is a Faraday's law, which I see only in the textbooks, but we can actually utilize those kind of things in the real world to make something new. So this was pretty big things for me. The second thing was, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, as I said. So I needed to be good at inventing new things. But actually, I wasn't that kind of person. But my friend was very good at making something new. So you don't have to be a genius for everything. You can just collaborate with your friends. And third, maybe this one is the most important lesson from that experiences, which is, it's very fun to make something that makes somebody a little bit happy. So as you see, I had so many good memories in the dormitory, but I have to tell you that you have to be careful when you have too much fun, because when I was in second grade, we were making so much good memories and so many stuffs too, and also we had so much passion, not just for study, but also playing some kind of game at the dormitory. The game was unfortunately kind of illegal in the dormitory, which is originally come from China, I guess. And we played with 4 friends. And one day after midnight, which when everyone should put their lights off and go to sleep, so we were doing that kind of stuff. So one day, one teacher came to my dormitory room with a flashlight in his hand, and we were pretty much kind of arrested. So we were totally kicked out of dormitory. So I had to take a train 3 hours in a day, which was pretty painful. Then, since I had to take a 3 hours train in a day, so I was thinking that if I wanted to be an entrepreneur who works globally, I had to be good at speaking English fluently. So I just decided to go to the United States and go to the university at the United States. So I went to the student hall and get a paper which promotes foreign exchange. It was like AFS thing. And we got a scholarship from the Sony Foundation and went to the United States. So my imagination was like this, but actually I was in this very small town in Alaska. So there was only 500 people living in this small town. In the next town, I had to take a car by 1 hour to get to the next village. So it's very small place. And a lot of people there, so many deers, boars, and also bears. So I had to bring some kind of like knife and sprays to go to school. But anyway, that was also a good experience. It didn't give me a good experience to be an entrepreneur, but actually I became a good snowboarder, and also I was good at fishing too. And I was thinking to go to the University of the United States, but unfortunately the state of Alaska didn't give me the certificate of graduation. That means I couldn't take an exam to go to the college at the United States. Then I had to come back to my hometown again and to take a 3 hours train to go to TEDxToyotaKosen. So then I was so disappointed. But suddenly, I noticed that I don't have to be in United States or Tokyo or maybe Nagoya or a big city to be an entrepreneur. I think as my friend was actually making some small stuff at the dormitory room, I think I could find something where I was. So I started this strange business with my ex-roommates, which was also kicked out from the dormitory. And this is a fishing nets. So we buy fishing nets, which is old and kind of dirty. Then we clean up with friends. Then we sell it to the farmers at the mountains to avoid the attack from the bears and deers and wolves. So this business was quite successful, and this is the pictures that I was selling, those ones at the mountains. And I also learned one lesson, important lesson from these experiences, that even if you are not so happy with your current situation or your environment right now, if you keep looking, there is something that you can really have passion with you. So this is my final part of my presentation. It's about what I do right now. I'm working with a company which promotes STEAM education for the junior high and high school students. So STEAM stands for science, tech, engineering, art, and math. So it's just like TEDxToyotaKosen. And also, I'm not good at all of these subjects. For the next year, all the junior high school students and high school students have to learn coding and computer science at the school. So it's going to be mandatory. But the problem is, they will learn, I would say most of them will learn that coding with papers and pen, which sounds a little bit strange for me, for you probably. And also there are not so many teachers are good at teaching coding at school either. So we invented software which everyone can learn coding and other AI and kind of stuff with their computers via internet, so that teacher do not really have to tell them. The reason we actually invented this one is deeply rooted to the experiences that I had at TEDxToyotaKosen. Because in TEDxToyotaKosen, the classes were quite practical, because I learned typing at the Nishizawa Sensei's class, and also speaking English and computer sciences. And I believe that those experiences should spread it to all over Japan, and hopefully to the other countries too. So that's why I'm doing my work right now. So this is end of my story, but I hope the students at TEDxToyotaKosen or the people who wanted to go to TEDxToyotaKosen will have a great life here in Kosen. And hopefully you will find something you can really have passion and really fascinate you. And you will be the really bright careers based on that experiences. So thank you so much for my presentation.